Hello and welcome back everyone to Quake 2 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries, and in this episode we'll be finishing off the Mines unit. After we go through these relatively smaller infantry units, there is a pretty significant trap here. Once you go past this point, the rocket launchers start firing. These explosives do a shit ton of damage, but they are not instant kill, and then there's a small combat section immediately following it, with a couple medium infantries and a heavy railgun unit. The heavy railgun unit is, in fact, what I consider the most difficult unit in the game to regularly take down, because you have to figure out what spacing you want to be at when you're fighting him, and you have to modulate that relatively frequently in order to make sure that you don't take too much damage from the railgun. The melee swing isn't honestly the big issue there, but trying to avoid it will sometimes get you hit by the railgun.
It's a work of game design art to create chaos by including not just one complex element, but a system of multiple elements that individually are not that hard to deal with, but together create a multiplicatively complex problem.
Usually, when it comes to stupid shooters like Quake 2, it's usually by giving enemies multiple attack options.
Multiple attack options, yep. Behavior depending on whether. Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, the majority of the multiple attack option enemies in the game are relatively easy to deal with. The medium infantry get taken down with two melee rounds of the super shotgun, and those are the only other ones I would really consider routinely difficult. Now, mostly because their long range attack tends to be the grenade launcher, and getting hit with multiple grenades is a terrible thing for your health.
Yeah, grenades are bad. Grenades are bad. You want to stay away from grenades. Grenades are bad. Remember, it's not the pop, it's the shrapnel.
Alright, we have the fan turned on now, so when we go down here,
it's going to be a lot cooler.
Well, actually, what the fan actually does is toxic waste processing, and also there is a leaper down here.
Woo! Bye, leaper.
Hit the button again.
All right, come on, boys. Let's do the square dance.
There we go.
Stupid leapfrog.
Rockets. To be perfect, I keep using that, but yeah, to be perfectly honest, I don't enjoy rocket launchers in a majority of FPS games. And it's usually because my optimal fighting range is actually medium short.
Alright, so, yep.
Do you find the rocket launchers are less impressive than you would prefer, Mr. Cloud?
Well, if I could see one by comparison, that was an RPG. Grenade launcher. What is the difference between an RPG and a grenade launcher?
An RPG uses a rocket as ammo, and because of that, it travels significantly farther and faster than a normal grenade launcher has the ability to propel a grenade. A grenade launcher, on the other hand, uses either a mechanical or air pressure system in order to do its launching. So it has the ability to hit over obstacles, as well as in more precise areas, assuming that you know how to arc. And
yes.
what the arc is.
And the arcing is necessary because, well, first of all, I disagree that the propulsion system for the bullet by a grenade launcher is air or mechanicals. Actually, it's a chemical reaction. It's
and not for this one. This one is very clearly mechanical.
But okay, but the shotgun is not mechanical, because that is the hammer dropping in and causing the impact, pressure, and chaos action to ignite the gunpowder, and it's the gunpowder that propels the bullet out of the barrel. In case anybody
so it's a combination of both mechanical and chemical reactions. Then,
in case anybody needed to watch Rocket Rabbit in order to know how guns work. But that is to say that the rocket-propelled grenade RPG is different because the grenade continues to have forward force sending velocity because it's attached to a rocket, and the rocket does not stop expending fuel after it leaves the barrel. It keeps expending fuel until, usually and hopefully until it hits a target.
Right.
And that's why it flies straight.
Now, mind you, it means that rocket launchers in the real life are significantly more dangerous than grenade launchers, because if something goes wrong with the rocket that is attached to the explosive, then you can like die immediately, and we don't like that.
Well, I mean, some could. I don't know if you've seen Charlie Wilson's War, but that was one could conjecture that RPGs helped end the Cold War, because that's what the United States government, dramatically by Senator Charlie Wilson's help, helped the Afghanis fight off the Russians, because the Russians were using helicopters and other bad stuff, but the helicopters were actually susceptible to RPGs. But where could they get them? The U.S.
I switched over to the energy pistol. There.
You found
Showing off yet more secrets for yet another adrenaline.
I love it when they tell you it's a secret. It feels awesome. I love secrets.
Yeah, that's one thing that I really missed in Doom 3, to be perfectly honest. The fact that you're not told when you actually find a secret, and it's really aggravating when you're not told that you found a secret in Doom 3, because there's a bunch of secrets that a lot of the time they're just secret enemies, and it's like, well, goddamn, now I gotta spend more ammo and health.
Well, if
I
it
brought
was
up Doom 3
Dark
last time,
Souls, it'd be cool.
I forgot to mention this. I managed to get the speedrun achievement in Doom 3 on my first actual complete run through, which apparently just requires you to beat Doom 3 in under 10 hours, and I was at 9.5 on my run through. So I don't understand how. Here's the thing: I got lost pretty significantly multiple times going through Doom 3, so I don't know why under 10 hours is the achievement. Honestly, it probably should be under 9, maybe even under 8.5. To get the speedrun achievement specifically.
Yeah, speedrun, I've never heard of a 10-hour speedrun. I mean, who the fuck would sit around for that? Speedruns are supposed to be short, like fucking 21 minutes or some ridiculous shit, not 10 hours.
Well, the Donkey Kong Country 2 speedrun right now is down to under 40. I think it's at 38 actually. Although that's the 100% run. I think the 110% runs at an hour and 1 minute. I've not actually looked at that one yet. But I bring up that because Donkey Kong Country 2 is still a fucking amazing video game.
Oh yeah.
And I watched the world world record history video for it that. I think he's associated with games done quick. I don't know. I am actually in the wrong spot right now. I'm supposed to be on the second floor, not the third. But I'm on the third floor, so yeah. Back up we go. Come on.
Well, I mean, there were other speed runs that might go for like 2.5 because of cutscene content or what have you, and that kind of stuff. Or Paper Mario. I think Paper Mario is like a fucking 3.5 hours is considered a speed run for Paper Mario. 4 hours is considered a speed run for pretty much all the Resident Evil games, even as recently as 7, because it gives you a trophy it gives you the Just Get Me Out of Here trophy for completing it in under 4 hours on any difficulty.
All right. Up to floor 2.
So I think
one of the big speedrun games
like the cutoff.
One of the big speedrun games that I was tempted to learn how to do until I saw it was Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Nice. I learned it was a 2-hour speedrun because they literally skipped half the bosses.
Dude, I think speedruns are it is a lot of fun. I think that if you've never played a speedrun before of a game, especially, and of course starting a game you're familiar with, it challenges you in ways other than just doing the game according to the narrative. That it really puts your mind to the test.
A good portion of those speedruns specifically require out of bounds or other technical exploits, and I always feel really bad attempting to abuse those.
Ditman.
like the speed run that I decided that I wasn't going to run because I'm not good enough at the game, and after I watched a good portion of it, was the Digimon World 3 speed run that I think H. Still has got the record on for right now. And I was watching, and I'm like, man, I could do a good portion of this stuff. And I started to ask a bunch of questions. I even asked him why we weren't running with Patamon specifically, because Patamon is factually the best starter Digimon. And he told me that if I could figure out a way to have Patamon beat Master Tyrannomon in under half an hour, he would consider it. So I showed him me doing that, and then he responded that it was going to end up being like a joke run on a stream on a stream later or something. I have not since talked with him about it, because I ended up not doing the speed run from there, simply because, well, although I got to Master Tyrannomon in half an hour, the rest of the setup for the world record pace requires it pretty much requires that you've got Guillemon, honestly. Specifically because he's the only one of the rookie Digimon that gets early access to thieving, and you need thieving to do consistency strats with getting a counter crest.
Yeah, I would think that a world record attempt would take more than one Q&A session with an expert.
Yes, it would. Now that's why a lot of the experts actually have happen to have the breakdown of what they're doing and why in various Google documents.
Oh, of course. They're professionals. They make money doing this. They help others make money doing this, like fundraising.
Yeah.
They know their stuff. Like out of boundsing and all that jazz.
They are well versed in the ways of skipping the bullshit, as it were.
I am Sander fucking Cohen.
Alright, down we go.
That's a reference to the Bioshock speedrun that I saw, because you can actually skip the entire area of Fort Frolic and lose nothing.
Alright, this particular level I have a few issues with this opening section, because this opening section has got a pit of lava down there, and because we're still back in early 2000s gaming, slopes are a bit difficult for our characters to navigate through. So you can end up falling into this pit of lava either by falling in from this slope, or the enemies that are actually on the track up here.
My pants! They are full now.
Yes, your pants may need to be changed after this part. I apologize.
I mean, I'm glad there's a platform, but
this level specifically has a lot of environmental hazards like that. And it's honestly one of the only levels in the game that plays around with those environmental hazards. And I think it does it just a tad too much. What I'm trying to do here is show off the what I'm trying to do there is show off that there is there's a trap pit right in front of here that you can trigger early, but instead I'm just going to trigger it right here.
Oh.
We're not flying, I promise. What we're actually doing is standing on the edge of the pit.
Oh boy.
That like, you remember how you had the ability to do that in the PS1 versions of Crash 2 and 3?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you can do that in Quake 2 as well. It's very nice. Medium flyers. Actually, these are technically heavy flyers, but no. And this is why using the grenade launcher when you're above someone is a bit more difficult than it should be. But you know, it's still definitely a viable option.
Direct hits, yeah. Yeah, of course, the shortest distance between 2 points is a fucking cursor and a straight going goddamn bullet.
Another quad damage, but I'm full on quad damage, so I can't pick it up. I think you're allowed to store a total of 3 quad damage at a time, at least on normal.
Alright. Looks like it's no longer operational, but it's a good thing it did the thing that it does before it stopped being operational.
Trap! Ah, damn it. So, there is an adrenaline there that we just missed. If you want to get that adrenaline, what you need to do is run all the way down this hallway first, and then pick up the adrenaline. Then you can run all the way back and pick up the rocket launcher for some rocket ammo.
Nice.
This is the actual. This is the most difficult part of the level, though. This bridge is going to start shaking once we get about about 10% of the way across of it. Come on, start.
All right, good. Don't be scared, past Gerdak. You gotta.
Knows. Past Gerdak knows what's gonna happen.
You gotta.
So there, we jumped over it. All right. And of course, there's enemies directly after him. If you do not do what past Gerdak did right there, you have a very, very high chance of getting just thrown into the lava pits on the side.
Remember to save.
Yes. Remember to save after each of the difficult platforming sections.
Remember, the plains of Oblivion are a dangerous place. Realm. You should save often.
Not when you're level 3, they aren't. Full grenades. Continuing on.
Yeah, I mean, level 3, I mean, you got scamps. Not even like adult scamps, but like runt scamps, the easy ones.
Heavy infantry. And down with him. Woohoo! I'm showing off up here that there is yet another adrenaline that you can claim if you avoid blowing up the explosive barrels. It's very nice.
So that was a
They actually put a lot of the more permanent power-ups in explosive barrel puzzles, so it's good that I'm showing them off. Anyway, in the next part, we'll be starting the factory unit.
The factory, where they build and chill.
Initiate scan. Acquiring. Acquired.
Mines.
Located. Exiting mines.
We will be victorious, my friends!
Yes, in the next episode, the Strogg processing plant.
Strogg.